Hey. Hello guys, I hope you can hear me. Yeah, before I start, I want to do a quick microphone check. Let's see if everybody can hear me and if everybody can see the screen properly. I hope so. Let's see, maybe you can type something in the chat for me that I know that we are live, that everybody can hear me. Let's see. Maybe some of you. I know there's some delay in the stream, but yeah, let's see. I guess it's around 15 seconds or something of a delay. Yeah, it seems like, yeah, I hope you can hear me guys. Yeah, hello to XI or however I pronounce your name. Hello to Jerome. Okay, great. People are telling me they're hearing me. Okay, great. So welcome to my first live stream. It's yeah, my first live stream and an AMA. So whenever you have any questions, go ahead, ask whatever you want. This is a stream for you guys that you can ask what you like, and I will try to answer all your questions. And yeah, we got the first question. XI Dio asked how to enter the Panda X web dashboard. So it depends. If you have installed your Panda in your local network, you can easily exit it by its IP address. So just enter the IP address of your home router, whatever you have, and then you can find out what is the IP address of your Panda. Then you can access the dashboard. And yeah, I hope this answered the first question. By the way, I have a kinda agenda for today. I want to talk a little bit about mapping. Also, I want to talk about my GitHub repository and what I'm trying to do there. And maybe if you guys are interested, we can also talk about the HIP 55 and the HIP 55. But let's see. Hello to XXX. Okay, yeah. Again, for all the new viewers here, if you have any questions, don't mind to ask them. Just type it in chat and I will try to exit it. I will try to answer it, sorry. Okay, XI Dio, I would just call you XI. It depends on how your Panda is installed. And by the way, if you're trying to access the Panda miner via the web browser by typing in its IP address in the top bar and the top bar there, and you get something like a bad gateway error or a white page with bad gateway 400, just type in https // in front of the IP address, then you can access it. And as Helium Group already mentioned, you can also port forward the port 8888 to the port 443. Those are maybe some different numbers, but basically what this does is the HTTPS websites have the port 443, and you can port forward whatever you like. So just use what you like. We get another question. Why do you think the network rewards are down by 30% or more? I would really say the average case for most of the people is that we have some issues with not only with spoofing but also with people who are placing the miners not in the right spot. What I've seen, for example, in a city like in South Germany and Munich or Augsburg, there is an issue that some people are placing plenty of miners in one hexagon, and by doing this you will not only decrease your own reward, but you will also affect other miners. This is due to the fact how the Helium network works, that everybody is corresponding with everything else. So if you have a bad placing for your own hotspot, it could be that, yeah, it could be that you're decreasing your own rewards and the rewards by other miners. But what I also need to mention here is that we are currently seeing an increasing amount of hotspots on the network. Every day are 1,000 or more miners coming online, and I will hop over to the ETL of the Helium network. What you can see here, something like the hotspots added per day per manufacturer on the right hand side. But the biggest issue about what we are seeing here is, while the amount of miners are increasing in the network, the rewards that every miner gets are decreasing. I mean, it should be natural by a higher amount of people trying to mine something that everybody is getting less. And yeah, this is one of the biggest facts, I would say. The total HNT rewards per day, they fluctuate from time to time. It is considered, or it should be, that we're getting around 90,000 HNT per day, but this is due to the validators and the ETL and everything else on the network, that we are seeing from time to time lower rewards or a lack of connectivity overall in the network. Yeah. Why Helium? He said that he has around 12 miners, and over the past 6 months his rewards are going down and being less and less. Yeah, it's the exact same for me, to be honest. We can hop over to the Explorer and just pick any random miner. As you see here in the city, 20 miners in one hexagon. This is absolutely ridiculous. But let's see, let's get one of them. Yeah, that's a rec one. Okay, alright, 30 days. I mean, you cannot really see a decreasement here, but I would say that there are some miners that are online and they are decreasing overall from time to time. I bet I can find someone with a good example. Let's see if you can get one. Yeah, here you can see it a bit. So on the February he was earning around 0.9, and today he's getting like half of it, like 50% less. And this is due to the fact that we, in first hand, that we have the issue of more and more people getting interested in helium mining, and more people are placing their miners somewhere. And we also have the issue that, as you can see, transmit scale is decreasing by people weirdly placing the miners around and don't have a really clue about it. I mean, this guy is doing the absolute best, to be fair. I would say his DBI and his elevation above ground level is wrong, but I mean, he's placed in a big tower there in the city. I know the city, and I mean, he's doing it right. He probably has it on the top of it, and he's just facing straight to the southeast, and the direct south. I mean, you cannot blame people by doing this, but if you have some friends that are interested in helium mining, or some other people that you know that they are interested in helium mining, I would consider that you take them by side, give you 15 minutes and explain them that it is really necessary that you understand how you have to place your miners. I mean, it's not bad to have like 5 miners in one hexagon. At least we need to have a certain amount of miners in each hexagon to get a good coverage. But on the other hand, something like 99 miners in London in one hexagon, or 20 miners in this hexagon in Augsburg in the south of Germany, or some other even in Munich there's some. See, 29 over here. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have 4, 5 in one hexagon, but more is nothing I would support. This is absolutely hilarious and makes no sense to me. I hope this kind of answered your question on what I think why the network gets a decreasement of overall rewards. And maybe the last point I need to add to this is that we see currently major improvements to the network, especially the upcoming light hotspot update. The HIP 55 is a good example for this because it will open the gates for installing and producing the light hotspots. Because what it is doing basically is getting some work that the miners needs to do currently at your position and move this to the validators that they need to handle all the work and you don't need to do this. So this is some major change that will come soon, and I hope it will be in the next 3 months. I don't know, I'm not working for Helium Inc., but I hope that they can get this implemented in the next couple of weeks / months, and then we can finally get rid of all our relate statuses, and hopefully our miners will earn more due to the fact that we don't need to synchronize to the blockchain and that we need to do lower or not as heavy workload on our miners as before. Because currently we need to sync the blockchain, all of you know this, we have some trouble with it, and as soon as you miss a block or as soon as you are out of synchronization with the blockchain, you're basically fucked. You cannot do anything. And when the light hotspots come, and this does not mean that you don't need to change your miner when the light hotspots come out, but it will also change how your miner works. But if this comes out soon, I bet we will see better rewards, and I bet we will see overall better activity in the network. I mean, the whole fact about the network is just like to create coverage for IoT devices all over the place, and if we can get as much coverage as we can get, it's perfect. And while I'm talking about coverage, let's hop over to the Helium Mapper side. I'm not sure if you guys have seen something like this, but there's a website called mappers.helium.com, and you can take a look on this. There you can see people running around with small IoT devices and trying to track the hotspots and where are they, or where do they provide coverage. Let's go to London over there. It's something similar like the Helium Explorer, but those hexagons are a little bit smaller. The gray hexagons in the background, those are locations where hotspots sit. And the green ones here, those are locations where people were running around with small antennas and trying to coverage or map the world or map the city, and trying to find out if we get good coverage of the Helium network over there or not. And if you see something like a good green or high green hexagon like those ones over here, you can take a look on it, you can click it, and you will see which hotspots are available on this exact position. So it's a great solution. It's a great opportunity for you to take a look if your hotspot is providing coverage for your city or not. It is a bit complicated on how to set up a Helium Mapper, but I'm not sure, maybe I will do a video about how to set up a Helium Mapper, and I can show you in a second one of my Helium Mappers if you're interested. And yeah, I mean, basically this is a feature we need in our network, that we can see if people are really doing coverage for us or not. So let me see, let me get my camera, and I will try to show you my Helium Mapper. 1 second, guys. Okay, let's see, I need to change something here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is my Helium Mapper. It's called the TT-Go. Yeah, the blue cover or the blue shell of this is something I 3D printed myself. But this is basically how a mapper looks like, and you're really just turning it on, and we got a little lower WAN antenna on top here, and this one is a GPS antenna. You just, if you have installed it correctly and set it up correctly, you just need to power it up, and you can straight away go out and track around the world, and you will create some of those little hexagons that are green that you see on the map, and you can find out if you provide coverage to a certain position or not. Or you can even go around, and if you're suspicious, and this is something interesting, if you're suspicious about a Helium Mapper in the network and you think, hey, I'm living next to it and I'm not sure if this guy is really over there, just take a Helium Mapper, go around and check out if you can access him with your certain position or not. And let's say you're running around a position, I don't know, maybe you want to track this hexagon over here, and you're running around this hexagon or inside the hexagon, and you're trying to access a certain miner, and it is not showing up on the map because this map is kind of live. If you do something on the network, you can see it really soon, to be fair, and you don't see him. You probably know that this guy is a spoofer. So this is something you can do. Unfortunately, or maybe I should say it's a good thing that it's not implemented, you cannot track the real location of somebody. If you're running around with a Helium Mapper and you're trying to find out where he lives, it's not really possible unless you're some crazy antenna guy who knows everything about the DBMs and the SNR and the distances. I don't know, but I don't think that it is really possible to find out where somebody lives if you're not some really crazy antenna guy. But yeah, let's quickly open this up. I only 3D printed this TT Go, so I named it. This one is a TT Go. Basically, that's all you get. Except for the GPS antenna, I gently try to glue on top of my casing. You won't get this one. I bought it for $3 as well on Amazon, because if you order this one and it's only like $50 on Amazon, you get a really small GPS antenna, and it took me around 15 to 20 minutes to get a good GPS connection. And yeah, it was not really worth it to go outside, have a clear sky, and waiting 15 minutes to get like one GPS connection. So I don't bother, and I bought this GPS antenna, hooked it up. I just needed to get a little opening on the side so I can put it outside, and now it's functioning really quick. I'm currently inside, so if I open the screen, you will see that I have 0 connections to any GPS satellites. But I mean, I'm inside, so yeah, I could go outside now, but no, I'm not doing this now. Kiryu2Kun asked, how much do you earn by mapping? To be fair, you don't earn anything. You earn a little amount, but you're spending data credits. If you run around and you send one package to one hotspot, and this hotspot accept your package and say, yo, I received it, you're on the Helium network now, let's get it running. It costs you 10 data credits, and I believe $1 is 1 million data credits, so it's a fraction of a cent. So you don't really earn anything by mapping. This is something I would say community driven, and if you do so, you do it for the community, you do it for everybody else, and for yourself as well, that you know if you can provide coverage to a certain position. Let's say, for example, you're trying to install something off grid, some crazy IoT device that is tracking your temperature or your sunrise and your sunset in a certain position, and you want to track this via the Helium network. You can just go over there where you want to install your IoT devices, take a mapper, and you will notice if you can access the Helium network from this position or not. What I am doing, and you need to get me right in this, sometimes I try to use this mapper to find out if the spot is good enough for me or not. And I need to say that this is probably the worst, or the worst idea you can get what you should do with a mapper, because it's not intentionally created for something like this. You should not go around and figure out, hey, is this a good position or not? This is not what the mappers.helium.com website wants from you. It wants data on if a city is covered by the Helium network or not. And you can do something called multiple packaging in the Helium network. So basically what this does is you allow your IoT device to send as much packages out as it can, and as many hotspots as they get this, they will accept it, and you will need to pay for every single one. So sure, if you have like 100 mappers and you feed them all the time with data credits, so you need to spend your own money to fill up the data credits. Maybe you can get a couple bucks a day, or not, probably not. Maybe in a week, a couple bucks if you constantly send out. But I mean, you need to make sure that only you get all those packages. And there we come to one of the biggest issues. It is a LoRaWAN network, so you cannot really control where your signals are going. So yep, no, I wouldn't take this to earn anything. It's just community driven stuff. And let's go to a city in south of Germany as well. I tried to map a couple locations there recently. So I was driving with my car around here, and I was trying to get some connections, and I was even on the top of a hill. So this one here, I'm standing on top of a hill, and I only used this little device, and the farthest connection is around 50 kilometers, maybe 25 to 50 kilometers, anything between. So those lines are more than 25 kilometers. And sometimes I try to do this, but you can also change where you want your data to be sent. So I can say my mapper that it should not send the data to the mapper side, so it won't show up. But in this case, I was trying to use it. It was my first time. I was running around on the hill, and I was like, yo, let's see how many connections can I get. And I mean, the number, I exit like 117 hotspots. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the best locations you can get in this area, but yeah, you cannot really exit this because there are some other companies with those telecommunication towers, Vodafone, Telecom, you know, those ISPs, and I bet they won't allow me to set up an antenna over there. So whatever, it was just for fun purposes. And I did something else. I drove my car around there, and I was doing a redundancy of I bet 3 to 4 hotspots. So what do I mean by this? You can change in the console. If you install an IoT device, you can install, or you can set up how many hotspots are allowed to send your packages and your data to the Helium network. And I set it up to like 3 to 4. I bet it was 3. And so you can drive around the city, map the locations, and only 3 hotspots are able to access your packages. So the quickest 3 ones are getting the data credits and your packages. And sometimes even here you see I was on this position, and I only accessed like 1 hotspot. So this city could need a little bit more of coverage. But yep. I hope this was something like a small hint or first first glance for you on how mapping works or what you can expect from mapping. So don't do it if you want to get more rewards. Let me get rid of my camera. Perfect. Yeah. So mapping is a quite nice thing if you want to check out if those locations are really provided by hotspots or if some spoofers are sitting around, and if you can access everybody in this hexagon, it's totally fine. So let's see, does anybody of you have any questions? Maybe something about a certain device? Maybe I can talk about fixing some stuff. Otherwise, I just will go ahead and talk a little bit about my GitHub repository. But let's see, maybe some of you have some questions about, or maybe someone of you want me to track the location, if I think this is a good spot or not. I mean, we can do this if you're interested. This live stream is for you guys, so don't hesitate, just ask, go ahead. Okay. Yeah, it seems like I will go ahead and talk a little bit about my GitHub repository. Let's swap over there. So I'm not sure if anybody of you is in the Pisces Discord, but a couple other ones and me, we are providing from time to time some scripts for the Pisces miners to change some certain configuration in it, or change some activity stuff that you get like better activity. And yeah, I have my own GitHub repositories. I have currently a couple one. I made a video about how you can install or how you can set up your own Helium VPS so that you can change the relay status of your miner. For example, let's say you live in an area or you live somewhere and your ISP won't allow you to get a static IP. You just can use my video I did and install your own Helium VPS. Then you guide all your traffic through this VPS and your miner will no longer be relayed. And yeah, I just created a GitHub repository for this, so you only need to copy my commands I wrote in my video in the description. You just need to paste them in your comment window and you're done. Basically, it's that easy. Then you just, okay, after this you need to drag some files and put them in your router, and you drag some files and put them on your own PC because you want to connect to this from time to time to check if everything is okay in this network. But yeah, basically it's like one command and you're done, and it's pretty cool, I think. Another one I created is about the Pisces. Currently, I would not suggest or I would not recommend that anybody is using this script, but I created a script, a troubleshoot script for the Pisces miner. If you download this to your Pisces miner and you run it, you should be able to fix every single problem that we know so far about the Pisces miner. But as I said, you should be able. The problem about this is that I'm running into some issues and I'm not willing to show you what I coded there. I mean, if you want to take a look on it, just hit up my GitHub repository and check it out. Then you can read everything about there. But I'm currently trying to fix some stuff, and it has been the last 4 days I wasn't really able to do anything about this. I'm facing some issues, and yeah, I'm not really able to fix those issues currently. But yeah, so it's something I am trying to create for you guys, that you only need to download this, hit a certain number, what kind of issue do you have, press enter, and you're good to go. This script will do everything for you. But this is future music, I would say. Maybe in the next 2 weeks I can accomplish this, but for today I won't recommend using it. Just a nice information for you. On the other side, I have another GitHub repository. It's about the Panda. I created it like 4 days ago, and maybe you have seen my video about the peer book and that you can increase the peer book of your Pisces miner. We got a dashboard for our Panda X2 as well, and you can do this for your Panda X2 as well. So you can use my scripts to increase your peer book. I have not written them myself. I got this from someone in the Pisces Discord who's called Artflow. He wrote them, and he really did a great job, just to mention this here. But you can use either my script or his ones. I'm not sure if he already created something for the Panda miner, but yeah. I will probably do a video about the Panda miner as well, how you can increase your peer book. Currently I'm testing it out, and it seems like it's not the best idea to do this, but you can do it as well as you can do it for your Pisces miner, as I explained it in my other video. Let's see, what else have we on our agenda? Yeah, maybe we want to talk a little bit about the hips, or maybe the network overall. Let's see, I will try something. Give me 1 second, I will try something. Just posted my live stream in the Pisces Discord. Maybe someone over there is interested in hopping in here, asking someone. I mean, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead, ask me. This stream is for you, and yeah, you can ask whatever you want. Like setup antennas. If you want me to take a look on a certain position or something else, I can do this totally. Or if you have any questions about how do I connect something properly, how should I do a lightning arrestor, should I do not, yeah. Or maybe you're interested in how I am setting up my miners. Maybe I can get some pictures up there. Let's see. Let me see. I have probably some pictures up there. Where is it? There we go. Ha. Okay, there we go. I don't know. Last week I installed another miner. It is a Bobcat miner, and I mean the location is fine. Don't get me wrong, but this pole, it is so rusty, really. And yeah, you don't need to wrap your cable around the pole like I did. I just did it because I had more than enough of my cable, and I was not willing to cut anything off my cable, so I just wrapped it around the pole, and I hope and I will pray that this one will last. It is really rusty. Let's see, I have another picture on how it looks on the inside. There we go. I mean, it doesn't look as good as most of you think, but it's working. And even if it rains, no water is coming in, because, let's see if I can show you this. Yeah, there we go. Because I run the cable from the bottom to the top, and in the inside I did a 180-degree turnaround. So on this picture you see here's the cable is coming in and doing a 180-degree turnaround to get into my Bobcat, and I just screwed it in here, and then I just placed the mango on top of it. I'm getting my internet via wireless LAN, and just plugged in my Bobcat miner via LAN in there. It's running, it's doing a good job. Let's see, maybe we can find it. Yeah, let's see, there we go. Augsburg, there we go, there it is. I mean, the transmit scale is really bad, but the location where I am and how much coverage I provide, I'm really glad about this position, to be fair. It's a friend of mine who's living there, and basically I just can plug in my machine over there for like zero money. And yeah, it's on top of the roof. Let's see, I have another picture of the view from there. That's the best part. Take a look on this. It's absolutely amazing. Those hills are over there, they're like 50 kilometers away, or 30 to 50 kilometers away. And in front of this, of those mountains, there's a big city. There's, let's see, where is it? There's this city, and after this, there are the mountains. So basically, I'm straight onto this city. I'm getting a lot of connections over there. I mean, could be more, sure. If I would be a little bit higher, I can get more connections. Let's see, maybe those ones are getting good connections. This one, let's see. Maybe he's getting a couple more. No, he's even getting less. Interesting. Maybe this one, I don't know. Let's see. I was also thinking if maybe those ones are a little bit spoofy, but I will try to map this the next time I come around there. But for now, yeah, I mean, the connectivity to the city is quite nice, and yeah, even for my hotspot as well. Let's see, I was seeing something interesting. See, maybe there's a new hotspot over there. Seems like there's a new hotspot over there deployed. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so I installed it there on the roof of this house. It's like, yeah, in a very, very small city. It's not even a city, it's a town. And yeah, it is quite nice to be that high over there. Sadly, I'm not able to get connections in the north, because in the north there's the city called Stuttgart. But, I mean, it's not bad, right? It's good, it's making $3.50 a day, so I'm fine with that. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, good, another point. Maybe you are wondering about the HIP 55 and what this will change. So basically what HIP 55 will change is that the percentage, those 0.9% of rewards, are taken away from us miners, and they're put into the validators' rewards. Currently, validators are getting rewards for being in the consensus group and stuff like this, but they will also get the POC challenger. And why I think this is a good thing is basically because the POC challenge that our miner needs to create currently is producing a lot of traffic in our miner. So we need to create this challenge, then we need to send it over the networks, over the validators, to another miner. The other miner is doing, hey, yo, I got your challenge, I am your challengee, I'm doing a beacon. Then this beacon gets witnessed by other ones, you see. Those witnesses are going back to the validators saying, yo, we got those, we found out this challengee is really over there, and that he really provides coverage. They're sending this back to the challenger, and the challenger tells then the validators, yo guys, see, this challengee is really there, he's really providing all the information like the RSSI, the DBI, the DBM, stuff like this. All of this will be provided by the witnesses to the challenger, to the validators. And you see, this is really complicated, and that is why I love the fact that those challenges and the creation about challenges will be moved to the validators, that we don't need to bother with those kind of transactions anymore. Hey Wavehash, he wrote in the chat, there is no earning from mapping. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier before, it's right, there's no earning for mapping. It is a fraction of a cent, not even a fraction, it's even less. You only get like 10 data credits per package that you see with your hotspot and that you provide to the network, so it's like a really, really small amount. But this also brings me to another point, the network data transfer. So basically this is what our mapper, or what the mapper is doing, and yeah, I can already, like, let me go back, I need to link my GitHub repository, someone asked there, you can check it out there. I posted it in the channel and in the chat. Where was I? Here was I. Yeah, I want to talk about the network data transfer, And as I mentioned, if you're mapping, you're doing like network data transfer. If you have a IoT device like a what's it called? Something. Let me quickly explain this. Something you can catch mice or rats or something else. I hopefully know that. I hope that you guys know what I mean. But you can provide IoT devices into the Helium network, and you can transfer data over the Helium network. So that's the network data transfer, and it is a suggestion, or over the next couple of 10, 20, 25 years, the rewards that you get as a hotspot for transferring data over the network, you will get the highest amount for this in the future. Currently, the amount you get for transferring any data over the network is really, really small. Like I mentioned, you're going around with your mapper, you're getting 10 data credits. It's nothing. It's literally, it's so small. It's nothing you should even mention. And it's a nice thing, but in the future it will increase. And I'm not sure if I'm able to find this. Let me scroll through this. No, not really. But there is, I'm not sure, maybe I can find this. There's a picture of the helium rewards and how are they provided. And there you can really good see that this will increase over time. Let's see, maybe on the Helium website. Give me one quick second. I will try to find this for you guys. Use the network. No, I'm not. No. Let's see. Resources, ecosystem. Probably this one. Hotspots. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit tricky to find what you want to find on the Helium website, but let's see, maybe I can find this. No, not really. I'm not sure, maybe they deleted the picture, but there was a really great picture about how the network data transfer and the percentage you get as a reward for this will increase over the next years. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Maybe someone of you have another question? Anybody interested in something? Maybe I should mention something. I don't know. Let's see. Seems like not really. I mean, I know there is a delay of around 15 to 20 seconds in the live stream. That's totally normal for YouTube live stream. But I guess we're done for today. Yeah. So if nobody else has any questions, I will close the stream right here. I will thank you, everybody of you, for being in here. Unless you have any more questions, go ahead, write them in the chat. I would love to answer all of your questions. I know some people are in there that need to be answered, any questions, but let's see. Maybe someone is getting any questions. Let's see. Yeah, I will give this a couple more minutes, and if we cannot find any good question or any good topic we want to talk about, then I will close the stream probably. Yeah, but let's see, maybe we can talk a little bit about, I'm not really here to talk about price, but maybe we can talk a little bit about the hotspots that are being rewarded. Ooh, take a look. This is a quite nice, good overview. Here you can see the data credits burned per day. So you see we have something for data transfer, we have something for payment fee, we have something for asserted locations. What's this? Edit a gateway. I mean, you know, the number is increasing. People are buying hotspots like hot bread. It's insane. They are even buying them. I don't. if they get them in like the next year. It's absolutely hilarious. People are paying for nothing until they finally get their hotspot, aka Bobcat. They need like forever. This is also something interesting. Here you can see data credits usage by hour the last month. Oh, this is insane. 47 million data credits are used on the 6th of February. I mean, this is insane. This is really insane. And you can even see the data transfer usage per week in USD. It is increasing. So people are finally trying to use the network. It's nice. Said Haida Alavi, I hope I spelled your name correctly. Cavity filter 2 dBi versus 7 dBi bandwidth. What do you mean by this? Do you want me to figure out if a cavity filter of 2 dBi is good? Ah, now I see. Okay, he wrote in the chat before, amp with noise figure 2 dBi in very noisy area. So yeah, sure. If you're living in a city or in the range of a telecommunication tower and you're using one of the first batches of the Pisces miner or even maybe the Panda X2 miners, you should consider installing a filter, because it is really noising in those areas, and it is possible that the telecommunication will disturb your connections to other hotspots or even the data transfer that you are doing. He also wrote something about an amp. I guess he means something about the amplifier. Before amp with noise figured 2 dBi in very noisy area. I'm not into this amplifier stuff, if this is something you meant. To be fair, I don't give a shit about amplifying, because the problem there is that I don't think amplifying your antenna and your connection is the right thing you should do on the Helium network. Just let's see if we can get someone random over there and see what kind of witnesses they got. Let's talk a little bit about this activity. Let's see. Maybe we can talk a little bit about few transaction detail. So let's see. We're getting different RSIs and SNRs, and the problem with amplifiers in the Helium network is basically one thing, that you are changing your signal. What does this mean? In the first place, you think, yo, that's not a problem. Sure, it could be that this is not a problem, but on the other hand, let's take a look on it from the miner side, from the hotspot side. What if you are amplifying a signal and this signal is way too strong for your concentrator board, so the small card in your hotspot that is getting from time to time really hot? You will run into the issue that you are constantly firing on this little device, and over the time you could destroy this by using an amplifier. This is my opinion. I'm not a technician in this stuff, but this is my basic understanding of physics and how those radio waves work. Even if you say something like you're living in a not so crowded area and you're trying to reach as far as you can always try to get as high as possible and use a high dBi antenna, or even some of those really high dBi antennas, 14 dBi plus, and try to face this directly into a city. Sure, you can do this. Or you can use the amplifier, but the problem with the amplifier is if a signal is really weak and not really coming across or coming to your miner, how should the amplifier help you? I mean, imagine there's a really small line coming towards you and you're trying to pull on it. If you build something on your hand that makes your pull stronger, this will not increase this weak line of cotton or whatever you're trying to pull on. You're just pulling even stronger in it, and you are changing the network and the usage of it. So this is one side. On the other side, if you're trying to do something like mapping, and as me, I'm running around and I'm mapping the helium network, and I'm trying to say, yeah, here's a good coverage for the helium network or not, and someone is using an amplifier, he could absolutely change the numbers of his coverage that he's providing. Maybe he is not providing an RSSI of minus negative 131 dBm, and he's not providing an SNR of negative 16. He's doing something else. So, and that's the problem about amplifiers and why I don't like them, because you don't get the real data transfer, you don't get the real data that you want to get from those radio waves from other hotspots or IoT devices. So sure, go ahead. If you think an amplifier will increase your helium watts you get per day, do it. But I'm not gonna do it. I only I only use some filters in certain locations. For example, if I'm in a city and it is too crowded, it is too noisy over there, sure, I will install a filter. But most of the manufacturers, they already installed filters. For example, Bobcat, for example, SenseCap, for example, Rec Wireless, Call Chip, or MNTD. These are all the same. They already installed filters in the miner, because they also noticed it is really noisy in cities. Even if you're living in an urban area, it is absolutely noisy over there. People are using Wi-Fi, people are using the mobile network, they're using maybe there are some other LoRaWAN networks. Helium is not the only one in the world, there are even other ones, but they are not using a blockchain like we do. So yeah, it's in my opinion, it's changing too much data. I wouldn't use it, and I only use filters. Let's see. Is there anything else you want to know or you want to talk about? Maybe we can find some tricky numbers. To be fair, the Helium Explorer is not really providing enough data to say something about a certain hotspot. If you want to find out if, I mean, you could find out if somebody uses an amplifier by tracking them from time to time. I mean, we can take a look on any specific miner and take a look on the activity, and you can take a look on how they are providing coverage to other ones and what kind of RSSI and SNR they get. And then you can compare it from time to time. And if it looks a little bit suspicious in some way, like for example, if the numbers really fluctuate or if the numbers fluctuate too much, then I would say it could be an amplifier. But yeah, again, I'm not really into this. I only have like a basic understanding of those radio waves and stuff like this, even for filters. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why somebody should thinking about this. But yeah, let's see. I want to take a look over there. Yeah. Maybe you noticed something from the number of online hotspots per country. The last couple of weeks, I noticed that the United States and especially China, they increased the number of online hotspots they had enormously. If I'm not wrong, Germany was like, and I live in Germany, on the 3rd place a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I would say a couple of days ago. And then Canada took over us, interesting. And even China, 11%, that's quite huge. I mean, they are producing them over there. Why are they only so little on it, right? This is kind of tricky. United States is the biggest one, sure, I get this, because helium is from the United States, so they probably have the most. Yeah, I would love to see the world a little bit more, provided by a little bit more coverage. There are only so little spots in Europe and in, in the United States that are not covered by helium. It's amazing. If you drive around in Germany and you are only in the big cities, you can get helium coverage all over the place. And if you're in America, I mean United Kingdom, the same over there. You can get like coverage overall. Take a look in America. This is absolutely insane. Like if you're here in the range of New York, it's massive. Yeah, yeah. H2 Pros, he wrote in the chat, China is anti-crypto. Yep, that's correct. They're anti-crypto. They even blocked or even denied Bitcoin. They said it's not allowed in our country. Yeah, but they did it a couple of times, and yeah, we know that people are not always following the rules. So let's see what will happen in the next future, right? Right. I'm really so hyped about the Helium network, and I'm really glad to be a part of it. I will try to provide you on the next week a video on how you can set up your own mapper if you guys are interested in something like this. But yeah, for today I would say that's it. I thank all of you for watching this stream, and maybe I will do another one in the next week. And that's it for today's stream. Thank you guys for being here, and see you on the next one.